Welcome to Millionaire Before 30, where we are on a mission.
You guys, we are on a mission to give you the exact blueprint of how to be a millionaire before the age of 30 years old. I'm Ryan Zolin.
I am Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, and I am telling you this. If we can do this, so can you. And we've got an amazing show for you today. And we have an amazing guest. Why don't you introduce our guest all the way from Milwaukee?
Absolutely. Mr. Tonny Romero. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is awesome. So, Tony, how many businesses do you own?
Right now, I believe I counted 6. I can't keep track anymore.
6 businesses. What is your main business? How do you generate the most revenue for yourself, for what you take home? You know, where is that coming from?
Wholesaling by far.
Okay.
It does. Nothing else really comes close right now. Eventually, some of them might take over that space and be number one, but wholesaling right now.
Awesome. What's number 2? Let's go down the line.
I think right now the number 2 would be the mentorship business is probably number 2 because we have a lot of students nationwide.
Awesome.
Number 3 would be the software company.
Okay. What is that? What kind of software?
It's a texting automation platform. My partner Patrick came with me here. We do a lot of. Sorry, I'm nervous on this.
You're good. Rip and run, brother.
It's all-in-one platform. So we do texting automation. We do, we try to sync calendars. We do massive texts. So we kind of
for real estate deals.
For real estate.
Or for anything.
So we're kind of in the wholesale market and then also the agent market.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
And then I also use it. We get pretty creative with it. So even in the pet grooming business, we've created automations around it as well.
Awesome.
Super cool.
And then what are the other ones?
Well, I have the taco truck.
Yeah, I just say taco truck.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty profitable business. I didn't think it was going to be as good when we started. We were only making $2,000 a week cash flow, but it was based on location. So after we moved our location somewhere else, we started making $6,000 after all expenses. That includes, even salaries that have to be paid out to employees.
Awesome. How is your wholesaling business starting in 2022? I feel like everybody is going bananas in 2022, and I honestly feel like all the people that really stayed focused during 2020, 2021, all of a sudden there's been like this crazy ramp up, and I don't know if it's the hedge funds, I don't know if it's just more cash buyers out there, and people are getting nervous about inflation, so they want to put more money into real estate. I don't know what it is, but it feels like. I mean, are you off to a fast start this year?
Yeah, I mean January was 135. February slowed down a little bit. I think I was still a little bit in the business, and then we had the event going on in February, so that slowed it down a little bit. So that's a little bit of a sacrifice. But we did 80 grand, and then we did another 140 in March. So it's been really, really good.
Awesome.
I'm so grateful right now. It took a lot to get to this point, though.
Awesome.
For sure.
And how are you getting your deals?
Pretty much the main...
I just want to open this up quick so that people can know what questions to ask while you're here. You know what I'm saying?
So the first one's going to be cold calling by far. It's always been our number one from day one.
My man.
We talk to people.
That's it. That's it.
And then number 2 would be texting.
Yeah.
And then 3 would just be, I guess, our number 3 list. I guess it would be like the list that does the best is driving for dollars.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I know you're a big advocate for that.
80%, right? 80% of brand new real estate investors get their first deal from driving for dollars. Simply finding ugly houses and talking to the property owner and seeing if they want to sell their property. So if we keep it simple, we can win fast.
Yeah,
a lot faster, I should say, than if we try to get real creative and try to create some new system for finding discounted properties where we don't have to talk to people.
For sure. And Tony, really fast, I'd be surprised we didn't cover this. How old are you?
23.
23. Okay. Beautiful.
There we go. Albert, what's up? In the co-pilot chair, looking good.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here. Happy to be here. Feels like a great day. A great show is brewing.
That's it. I feel it too. How's the week been this week? You getting any deals? What's going on?
Oh, it's been fantastic. The deals, the team's getting super refined on the deals. So you know, I'm all about data, right? Data is king. So as soon as we start refining our process, we're just becoming snipers at these things. These deals are just like it's a one shot, one kill kind of thing. Yep. I'm loving it.
I love it. And how many offers are you guys putting in on a week?
What did we had last week, like just a little over 50.
How many?
I think so.
How many? Was it 50 last week?
50.
Okay. No.
We need to have another camera going that way with all these people in here.
I know.
This is
We got a party today.
Yeah. All right, so 50 offers this week, and how many locked up? 8 deals locked up. You need to make offers to get deals, everybody. I am telling you, and these are on market?
Of course.
On market, or the agent has called or texted us, one of us on the team personally is like, hey, I got this one coming up, and it's like, done. Don't go to market.
This is your network of agents.
It comes
that are
from
your
talking
VIP
to
agents.
agents.
VIP agents
Yeah.
are Army.
Awesome.
Yep.
Incredible. Are you doing much of that, Tony?
On the MLS side?
Yep.
So surprisingly, yes. We kind of tapped into it we're probably 8 months into the business. It just fell into our lap. So our first property that we ever did on the MLS, it was a JV deal, and we made $14,000 on it. So we split 7-7, and I was very surprised at the fact that happened because it was on the MLS. And then after that, we tried a little bit more. Now, I don't think it's our primary source. Sure. It's definitely not our primary source, but we don't. I was talking to Ryan Zolin because obviously he's the MLS King, right? Yeah. We don't do it where we're necessarily like trying to find them. I think we should. It's a good strategy because we've done so many of them. Sure. They've just fallen into our lap because they've fallen on lists.
When did you start your real estate business?
2 years ago now. So we're about to hit 2 years in roughly about 3 weeks or so.
What brought you into it?
Yeah. Well, actually, you did. So
there you go.
So I was watching TTP. I think I forget which episode I was watching first, but I eventually ran into Aaron Bevins' episode. Sure. And that one really blew my mind. He was doing RVM at the time. And then I found the Superhumans community then and kind of grew into that. And so it was really cool to see other people doing it. And then I followed. I mean, I remember in the beginning I was watching. It was during quarantine. COVID had hit, so I had nothing much else to do, and I was watching till like 5 a.m. the podcast, like nonstop. TTP, because tons of guests that you've had and some amazing guests. So. Sure. I learned a lot of strategy from that. Really gave me the hope to say I got to go into this, and then eventually I just said, all right, we have to get going. And 4 days in, got my first deal and made $25,000 on that one.
4 days in?
Yeah, 4 days in.
So break that down.
Yeah, seriously.
So it was a pre-foreclosure list. It was actually the only list I was targeting at the time, and so we got it. It was a cold call. I had a buddy of mine who already had the acquisitions experience in the field. Come with me to the property, kind of helped me out on that first one. When I arrived at the property, based on what I had calculated the numbers to be, I was like, all right, we need to offer $45,000 for this. So once I actually made it inside, did the walkthrough, I think 45 was spot on. Thankfully, I didn't offer first. If I would have, which is probably what I would have done if my buddy wouldn't have been with me, I would have been $20,000 over what he asked for it. So once we asked, he only wanted $25,000.
Isn't that incredible?
Wow.
Yes.
I think that this is an important lesson.
It is.
Get the price first.
Yes.
Right?
Always get the price first.
Well, that's what we talk about when we pre-qualify: condition, timeline, motivation, price. When we find out those 4 things, we understand how we can serve this person.
Right.
And if they're really going to do business with us in the capacity that we want to.
Yes.
And if you get all those things, then you can really understand, okay, wait, maybe you should just put this on the market. Maybe that's the best option for you. Or if you just want it, the speed and convenience, here's your cash offer. And that's the best way to serve them. Correct. But if you go in and you go, I'll give you 45, and he's like, done.
Yeah.
And, 100% as opposed to pulling out the price from them. And he throws out 25, and instead you go, is that the best you can do? Is 25 the best you can do?
Yes.
And you're like, in your mind, you're going, oh my gosh, this is bananas. I was going to go 20 grand more.
Yes.
But you made 25 grand off of it.
Yeah, I mean, is that the best you can do? That's actually something we picked up from you as well. So I think we've learned so many lessons.
That's
from
an old
the
Tom
TTP
Kroll
side.
thing. Actually, it's probably Todd Toback, to be honest, to give credit where credit's due. But they, I think it's phenomenal because when somebody goes, yeah, I'll take 25, or they say I want 25, and you go, yeah, I think I can do that. They're like, wait, did I leave money on the table? What just happened here?
Right.
Yeah, wait, should I ask for more?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And the only
That's
reason
awesome.
we didn't go lower on that one was because it was a pre-foreclosure, so they were backed up to 25. That was the lowest we could possibly go. Now, on that deal, and I always say this, I would do it again. I did give him 30, and it was just kind of a thing that my buddy and I were like, just based on his situation, his story, he still had some lawyer fees he had to pay off. We wanted to make sure we gave him a little bit more. The deal still worked out. I actually only had 3 investors walk that property, which is rare in Milwaukee.
Right.
In Milwaukee, we have a lot of investors aren't really flipping for a living. They're not really like as a routine. There's very limited amount, and they're really picky with what they get.
Sure.
So
Is it mostly rentals?
Yeah, mostly rentals, and even then, it's more of like a hobby for people, or like they pick up here and there. It's not. Besides the hedge funds, now we've found the hedge funds, but back in the day, you had to have a lot of investors walk your property. I mean, sometimes 12, 14 investors on the vacant side.
Sure.
Wow. Is Milwaukee your only market that you're in?
No, we do Texas as well.
Okay.
That's about 20% of our market.
How's that going with it being a non-disclosure state?
I have students in that market who are licensed, thankfully, so they help me out with that, and then I pay them as well.
Awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, so I love having other people in the deal and then just, working something out with them.
Awesome. I'd like to just pull this up, get your thoughts on this challenge that we've been pushing out. It's a 75-day challenge. People are either in the middle of it right now, like the incredible Stephanie Hunt that sends us videos. She posts videos every single day to her YouTube channel. She's doing this from an accountability standpoint and just because she's amazing. And she's really going out there and being proactive. But let me show you the 75-day challenge. Then we're going to go through the Millionaire Before 30 blueprint, and then we are going to crack this thing open to question and answers. I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to pick your brain, and we're going to let them on this show. That's the point. So let's put up the 75-day challenge. Here we go. Build your confidence. Wait, go back real quick. I wanted to hype this up a little bit, please. Thank you, Matt. Build your confidence, impact your community, and achieve financial freedom. Boom. Love it. Here we go. Number 1, listen, this plan will work if I do. Write it down. Say it in your brain. This plan will work if I do. It all comes down to the work, right? It's the 4th gift that God gave Adam in Genesis, right? The 4th gift was tend your garden, do work, right? It's so incredible, and it really is what fulfills us. It's really what provides us with a lot of joy and fulfillment in life, is going out there and doing the work. So whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. It's old school Napoleon Hill saying. So absolutely, this plan will work if you do. All right. And number 2, I'll just we'll just
bounce it back and forth.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's tennis this.
I'm gonna go off of Brent's now. So we have block out 15 hours a week. You guys got to understand, with the 15 hours a week, this is not much time. Brent, how many hours are there in a week?
168.
168. We're asking for 15.
Everybody has the same amount.
Mm-hmm. And so what I want you guys to understand, this is exactly what it says on here. This needs to be focused, distraction-free time that you're going to dedicate to pulling lists, making calls, or knocking on doors. You need to be proactive in finding distressed properties and contacting the owners when you're starting. Deals don't just come to you. Understand that. This is what we consider green time. Be proactive and block out 15 hours a week. It's really not that much.
TTPinsider.com. TTP Insider, get that. Go through that first course. It's right there, and it's going to be running below. We're just going to... Yeah, there's no way that you don't know where to go. Check it out. Go check out that course if you need the instruction on where to start. Number 3, reconsider who you spend your time with. Who is on your personal board of directors? For real. Who are the people that are doing amazing things? Remember, to get out of the comfort zone and to change, if you want to be something different or have a different amount of money or wealth, you have to change. Well, change is difficult. And during that transition, it is so important to have a squad around you that is championing your change. That is so huge. Get your cheerleaders. Find the people that are doing stuff. Surround yourself with them.
Absolutely. And number 4, get lean and cut your spending. Stop keeping up with the Joneses. Stop trying to impress people you don't like with money you don't have. Who gives a shit? Understand that, as it says again, if you get an assignment fee but don't keep any of that money after it hits your account, you won't be farther ahead than you are today. You need to go in and be as lean as possible. Usually people will tell you in this industry, you need to have at least a minimum, let me reiterate that, a minimum of 6 months of reserves. That is, God forbid, you don't close a single deal for 6 months. That's assuming it's 6 months. I know people that it's taken a year to get their first deal. You need to get lean, cut spending, and live off what you can while you're still in this hunt, working your 15 hours a week to find a deal.
300 conversations in 75 days. Sounds like a lot. Do the math, though. It's not a tremendous amount. 300 conversations. 200 of those are to people that own ugly houses. People that are in some sort of distressed situation. 200 people, 200 direct homeowners, and challenge you to talk to 100 real estate agents. 100 agents. Like, start building that, your center of influence, your squad, your team of people that are going to send you deals. It is a huge, huge, huge marketing tactic to reach out to real estate agents and get them to send you deals before they hit the market.
Absolutely.
Yep. Number 6.
Visit 3 open houses a week.
This one blows everybody's mind.
Dude, I just put a video out on this over the week, and let me tell you, this is like one of the most slept-on strategies that I have yet to see somebody talk about.
For sure.
I want you guys to understand everything in this business is about relationships, right? Obviously, I'm the guy that's going to go and preach to go work with realtors. When I say to go to 3 open houses a week, I want you to understand, and I've said this on every show, the job of the realtor that is at that open house is not to sell the house that they're sitting the open house for. If they do, fantastic, great. But understand, they're sitting the open house so they can have clients like yourself walk in and they can introduce themselves and be your agent. So you go in, and a lot of them that are really savvy have laptops out. They might even have a screen with what the MLS is. They will pull up whatever's available. They may have other pocket listings. They may be on a team. They might know people in their brokers that have deals. Regardless, go to 3. Understand you could do that in one single day.
That's a Saturday.
A Saturday.
That's an early little Saturday.
Drive around.
Little check the box here, right?
Absolutely. Saturday morning.
And that could be one of the biggest relationships that you build.
Without a doubt. And here's the other tip, too. These agents that are sitting in the open house, they're actually doing their job.
For sure.
So those are hardworking, hungry agents that are trying everything possible to find a person like you.
That's right.
Visit 3 a week. Watch what happens.
That's it. Reward yourself. $500 budget. Tony, here's the deal, right? You close your first deal, you got $500 to just splurge on something. Think about it. I'll come back to it. Okay. But this could be anything, right? It could be that pair of shoes that you wanted. It can be a really nice dinner. It could be an incredible experience. Something that's going to satiate. Woo! We're going thesaurus.
Big word. Big word.
Satiate that desire to spend, that desire to like flex a little bit, that desire to, be, I don't know, a little bit flashier, do something that you never did before, right? And it keeps that discipline, right? You either have discipline or you got regret, right? That's the right. So you've got that discipline that is $500 cap. That'll help you to make sure that you don't go over your skis with expenses and go too fast, and you still get a nice reward, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So think about that. What would it be, Tony?
If I had to spend $500?
Under $500 to
What would I spend it on?
Yeah.
To become successful in
No.
wholesaling?
Like you close the deal, you got $500 just to spend on whatever you want.
Oh, I'd have to put it back into the business.
No.
If I wanted to buy something.
Yeah.
Would it be dinner? Would it be shoes? Would it be a watch? Would it be impressing somebody? Like, what would it? It's got to be something.
Would you buy your mom the biggest thing of flowers of all time? Would you, go on a spa day or something?
Go buy a shirt?
I'd probably buy a $500 shirt.
A shirt. Okay.
There you go. I respect
one
it.
shirt.
I respect
there you go.
that.
That's fine.
That'd be a great shirt.
But it's better than going out and buying 10 $500 shirts.
Oh, that's
100% cotton.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
All right.
Squad up with 5 people regularly.
In the comments.
I was going to say, if only there was a place where there's 4 charmingly good-looking guys on camera that you might be able to find in comments. People to squad up with.
That's right.
So yeah, Brent's YouTube channel right now. Guys, squad up in the comments, post where you're at, go and connect with others. Go into my Discord channel, go to meetups, go on social media. Regardless of where you go, you need 5 people. I love how you said at the beginning, it's like your director of your board, right?
Your personal board of directors.
Board of directors for your personal life and your sphere. With the 5 people that you spend time with, most important, that's who you're going to become. So understand, you need 5 solid people that are going to be your cheerleaders that have your back and will support you, challenge you, and help you grow to get to wherever your goals are.
Boom. Be loud. Number 9, be loud. Document this. Watch Stephanie. She's done an amazing job. Stephanie Hunt on YouTube. She's literally documenting it. Go there. Give her a like. Give her some love. It's incredible. Not only that, you can turn your phone around and you can literally do stories of what you are doing and how scared you are and how exciting it is and the wins that you have and the bad, rough conversations that you have. It's all good. Just turn around, be brave. Listen, you're not going to like the sound of your voice. You're not going to like the way that you look. You're going to want to put on all the filters. You're going to want to make sure that you have all the lighting and all the other stuff. Stop it. Nobody cares. It's going to be gone tomorrow. Boom, dust in the wind. Just turn around, document what you're doing, be excited about it. It's the energy that you put out. It's the vibration that you put out, not the content that you put out. You know what I mean? Just turn around, be excited about this new journey that you're going on if it's new. And if you've been doing it, shame on you. Shame on you. Share it with people. All right? Go turn around and share it with people. And let them know how great this business is and how exciting it is in your life.
For sure. And lastly, number 10.
Didn't you say that, real quick, didn't you say you filled out your whole thing basically by doing stories on your Instagram? You filled out your whole event. 300 some odd people.
Literally 75% of it was through my social media, through my Instagram stories.
Right.
Just being loud.
But if I wouldn't have documented it from the beginning, or even just been loud, it wouldn't have.
How big is that one in your life? Number 9, being active on social media.
I get deals from it nonstop.
Nonstop.
Every single day.
Right.
I get students from it. I get admiration from it, and
sure.
a lot of friends. I get to network. I get special perks. I get discounts.
Yeah.
So I always tell people start now.
Right.
But I love the fact that you put on there that it doesn't have to be perfect, because that actually helped me back for a long time.
Sure.
If you look at my Instagram, I'm very picky about what I do as far as my posts. But even on like the mentorship side, there was so many times I'd repeat myself, how to fill out a contract, how to fill out a contract, how to fill out a contract. When if I would have just documented it, but I always wanted it to be a perfect video.
Right.
Of course.
It would have just been better to just do it.
Yep.
For sure.
So I love that.
Yeah. Good.
Number 10, spend time taking care of yourself. Whether you choose to meditate, read books, or get a heavy workout in at the gym, take care of your mind and body. Taking care of your mind and body is a crucial aspect of being successful in life and business.
That's right.
Prioritizing your health naturally aligns with the many other areas of your life. This could be whatever you want. This could be journaling. Like it says, it could be meditating. It could be going to the gym. This could be going and just finding your peace of mind in a single little trip for a weekend. Go and understand that spend time taking care of yourself. Take care of home base. That is the most important thing that, to me at least, I always, every single day, 1 to 2 hours at the end, I need to reflect. I need to reflect. I need to manifest. I need to visualize what my future looks like and then have intentions.
There we are. The 75-day challenge. What do you think?
I think... So I'm going to be very honest here. I think that's literally the blueprint to be successful.
Yeah.
Now, if I was thinking of myself before I started wholesaling, I'd look at those 10 steps and I'd say, well, that seems simple. Like, I'm do it. But it's very simple, but people don't do it.
Simple, but it's not easy.
Nobody follows it.
Yep.
Like if you look at it, it's
Not in this audience.
You can start today.
Yeah, they do. They do. Well, and let's prove a point here to Tony. If you are doing the challenge, if you're taking action, if you're locking up deals, if you're just doing it for the first time, put it in the comments. We want to ring the victory bell for you and celebrate you. All right, for sure. And this is a participation show, right? This is a live show for a reason. We want you to be involved in here. We want to, obviously celebrate your successes, but whatever questions, challenges, hurdles that you're facing right now, we want to help you overcome them right now so that you can go out there and take action, get those deals closed. So make sure that you are putting any questions, comments in the comments section. And if you're getting value out of that, hit that like button. It exposes us to billions of people throughout the world that bring in to our audience, and you get to squat up with and connect with and network, and it just makes everything so much better and so much faster, so much more fun. So hit that like button, subscribe if you are not already, and let's rock and roll. Let's open this thing up. Stephanie Hunt, that works. 3 open houses a week. It's actually a quite delightful task. Well, for one, Stephanie, you are a quadruple expressive personality, which I love because so am I. And you love being face to face. You love seeing and talking to people and doing that face to face, knee to knee conversation. So that's fantastic. I can see that being very profitable.
Celebrate it.
Oh, we're gonna celebrate that. Woo! Whoop!
I love that.
There it is. Matt Miller, 10 out of 75 days.
Yeah.
One deal locked up already. You better ring this one. It's sold already. Goal is no less than 5 more. Congratulations. Drop that bell.
Let's go.
This is
Let's go, Matt.
That's awesome.
That is
stuff,
awesome.
bro.
Look at him. Look at him fancied up.
Oh, yeah.
In his blazer.
He's
Yeah,
awesome.
congratulations. Trish, I am doing the challenge and have been speaking with realtors. I have 2 realtors last week who sent me their own personal list of cash buyers.
Wow.
There you go.
Who sent me a list of properties. Trish, there you go. Let's ring that bell. That's another one for Ryan there. That is
in a row.
that's in your That's in your atmosphere there. All right. There you go. Julian, yes. Did Julian win last week? Is that what it is? We get to 150 likes on the show. We're going to be sending out a goodie bag, a goodie box of, what, shirts, hats? What do we got, all 100? What do you want to send them? Just shirts and hats. Okay, perfect. Planner. Lead sheet. Oh, wow. The whole new TTP student coaching box. Oh boy.
There you go.
150 likes. Get in there, and we're gonna randomly pick out a couple people. Kenny, you on that? Kenny's on it. Kenny's hawking. He's like, I'm gonna find the 2 best people to send this to, and I'm gonna send it to him, and everybody else is not getting anything.
Till next week.
Look at that, Kenny. He's brutal. He is wild. No, we'll send it to everybody. No, not yet, but 2 today. So here we go. Yeah. Sorry, Hunter. Hunter's in charge of that. Congratulations. I still want to see a picture of you in that shirt. All right. From Jahan, I reached out to agents who represent flippers. They want to assign it to their buyer. So I get it. I understand. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you can incorporate your fee in there. So again, there's a few different routes we could go. If you're reaching out to these agents and it's a listing that's theirs, maybe they have a listing contract signed, they're going to get commission. So then they wouldn't assign it, you would get the assignment fee. Now, if it's something that they brought and you're bringing them maybe a deal and they've got the cash buyer relationships, what you can do is just tell them, like, hey, I don't have commission on this deal. Let's JV this. Let's split the assignment. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. Understand that that is a relationship that you're going to gain, and all it takes is doing one deal for them to become a VIP. And John, assign your deal to that agent to assign to their buyers. Absolutely. It happens every day of the week.
Yep.
I mean, that's most of our deals is we're going to assign it to somebody, to an agent that has, and they honestly don't make anywhere near what we make. I mean, we really push the values up. We're averaging over $50,000 on an assignment, and the agents might make,
$2,500, $5,000.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys are more generous than I am.
Yeah. Well, we make them, listen, they have to be the highest price.
Absolutely.
And if they can put more on top of that for their buyers, then that's on them.
Yeah.
So they have to beat out everybody else in a very competitive Arizona market. Right. But then if they have more room to put it to their people, then they do. And a lot of times when I see that, Tony, is people actually want to live in that property.
Yep.
So it's so competitive here that the agents are getting their buyers pre-qualified with hard money lenders.
That's amazing.
To close with cash, refinance once they close. Because if you don't have a cash offer, you're not getting a deal here in Phoenix.
Wow.
Wild.
Yeah, definitely different than Milwaukee.
Wild, right?
Yeah.
What's up, Albert?
I saw an ad for that. I was going through Facebook, and a hard money lender, I saw that ad that, hey, if you're a traditional home buyer, you close with hard money, and you're a cash buyer. I'm like, wow. They're spending marketing dollars for that.
Yep.
John's got another one. When submitting offers on on-market properties, do you send blind offers or do you go take a look first? Some agents don't even present blind offers to clients.
True.
Right, let's play it out.
Oh.
Okay, so you're going to say, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor. No worries. I completely understand that you guys want me to go see the property first. I tend to do that during my due diligence period. I buy 10 plus properties a month, and I don't have time to go look at every single property I write offers on prior to getting it under contract. Simple line like that, see what they say. Unfortunately, I do have to be honest with you. There are going to be some realtors that say, absolutely not.
I wouldn't. As a real estate agent, and somebody put in an offer, and I've got other offers, and they hadn't seen it, I was like, no, I'll take the offer with the person that saw it. I was totally like that.
And I think there's definitely the difference of if you've got multiple offers. If there's an instance where, like in Arizona, of course, there's multiple offers.
Yeah.
If it's a market maybe like Milwaukee where there isn't any, or it's one even out here that's been sitting.
What are they going to do?
Yeah, what are they going to do? Okay, so if I don't go and see the property, is it going to sit for another 5 days, 10 days? Hope to get, or are you guys going to price reduce? Like, what's going to happen? If this, then what?
Yep. Love it. And that happens. I mean, listen, a lot of them, and that came from my old school days of working with the bank-owned properties, because people would just submit offers on the bank-owned and then not do anything. They would just disappear. We'd never get a hold of them. So a lot of them were not very good.
Gotcha.
Like Albert does an incredible job of doing the follow-up and doing the, getting in there and really getting nitty-gritty, building the relationship. Both of you guys do, building that relationship. If that was the case, that would be different. But just sending it in and not making a call and just hoping that it gets signed or hoping that they respond, success, congratulations, here's your email of a signed contract. That's not real life.
For sure.
And if it is, something's going on there. For real. All right. Go ahead, Tony, take it.
Cold call agents who represent flippers. I figure she may get listing commission on the back end. What are other ways to structure compensate agents for the Agent for the agent. Thanks for answering my question.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to you.
Yeah. So a lot of times we actually don't really work with agent. Like there is no way for us to really specify, okay, these specific agents only work with flippers. You could put a post out on social media saying looking for investor-friendly realtors, and that may draw them in. Just understand that you can't just assume they have the listing contract signed. The line that I'll always tell you to use is setting the expectations properly by saying, hey, do you have a listing contract signed, or do you have an executed listing contract? If they do, then commission is expected to go to them. If they don't have that listing contract signed, what are the other ways to structure compensation? It's like we just said, split the assignment with them. Give them a finder's fee. 9 times out of 10, if you want to build a real relationship that has value, it's going to be splitting the assignment. So you've got to be transparent and tell them exactly what you plan and intend on doing, and then just tell them exactly how your business model works. We're going to go in, we're going to have equitable interest, we're going to sign it out to a flipper. If it is somebody that they have as a client, fantastic. If it's not, it could be somebody that maybe they have a friend that knows, so on and so forth. But again, just split the assignment fee.
Steve, sell your deals to that agent.
Yep.
If they represent flippers, send the deals to them. That's your cash buyer connection.
Yep.
This is probably not going to be your getting deals connection.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So just flip it. That's the beautiful thing about agents. They could go both ways. They could be either bringing your cash buyers
or the deal.
Mm-hmm. And with a lot of these people that represent flippers, typically they're flippers themselves, and oftentimes. And then you got to see, I would ask the question, I would go a step further and just ask, what do you charge?
There you go.
You know, are
That's
these
really
the people that are doing like 3.5% listings and taking like half, or taking 1.5 and putting 2 out in the market?
Right.
And they're just like bottom, like really going for the lowest value? Or are these people like 6% ballers? They're crushing. They're doing the right thing. They're making a lot of money. They're very successful. I like the really successful ones.
For sure.
I like the ones that are like, yeah, I want money. I've got big goals, like the driver type agents, driver type personalities.
Absolutely.
Because they get it done, man.
I love that.
That's already a lesson for us, because I already see how many doors maybe have closed by us not giving the assignment fee. We're always just looking for, we'll pay you a commission. Or if on the side of, if we're going to get under contract on market, we're not going to necessarily go for a commission. We're just going to say we're the buyer. But I know that if we would have gone the commission route, things would have, we could have opened up so many doors to a lot of realtors.
Sorry, Matt just hit the camera there, and we'll adjust it. It's actually really tight here, and Matt is the biggest guy in Arizona. So, no. There we go. Looking good. All right.
Beautiful.
Awesome. So there you go. Drew Biz. I'm also wondering, how do you pay an agent who brings you a buyer to your deal?
It's like the same question. It's like Brent said, I think the best way to do it is you assign it to the agent assigns it to the buyer. That's the best way to pay them, or you pay them a finder's fee, split the assignment. Those are the 3 most common. I like your strategy the most, though.
Yeah, assign it to them, and then they assign it.
Yep.
So set the price. The other thing is, here's the other thing. If they don't want to assign it, they want to kind of keep it away. No, I mean, you couldn't even put it on your own assignment. Like, I get paid this, the agent gets paid this. And
no, I'm saying like assign it to the agent,
Yeah,
just an
that's the
assignment
best way to
contract,
do it.
then they assign it from them to another contract.
Yep. No, I was just thinking, like, if you put the agent's commission on your own assignment fee, assignment agreement, with their clients, because that's the big fear that some agents have is, I don't want my clients to know how much I'm making on this.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah. So I think.
So.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
There's some assignments that protect, but you know they're going to find out anyway. There's closing statements, unless they're going to do a double close.
Right.
Yeah. There you go. From IG. All right, IG represents. Okay. What is the right approach when speaking? I'm going to let Albert, why don't you take this over?
So
Come on, Captain.
What do we got here?
Silk tongue.
Silk tongue.
Silky smooth tongue.
All right, Dante. The right approach is to speak to them like they're a human being, because that's all they are. They want to be talked to like they're a person, not just a robot taking calls, right? So if you're cold calling a realtor, I always like to start off and say, hey, Bob, are you still a realtor? Because I broke the tension right away. Like, talk to me. It's not a sales call. Talk to me. Are you a realtor? Do you like working with investors? And most of the time that answer may be yeah or no. And as soon as that happens, it's, oh, cool, you're qualified. Well, I'm an investor here in the Valley. I'm looking for your distressed listings, your ugly listings that just want a cash offer and be done. You make easy commission. Does that sound interesting to you? And if you notice how I'm answering, or I'm leaving every statement with a question, it gives them an opportunity to answer and talk to you.
Yep.
Because while Brent may say time kills all deals, the more time you get to talk to an agent, the better they're starting to trust you and like you.
Yep.
And I will say, I'll give you an example. I talked to you yesterday. I called an expired listing. I talked to the agent. Funniest story I've ever heard. He was literally just talking about the listing. He's like going around it, right? I already knew there was something behind it. Like, okay, what are we getting to here? So I just kept asking, like, oh man, that sounds like you're in a tough situation. Like you did all this work to market and they just dropped it, right? And as soon as I said that, I sounded like a friend. And he goes, yeah, dude, I don't know. They just got an altercation. Now they're in a divorce and it's going to court. I'm like, whoa, dude. Like you came in some serious, bad time. He's like, yeah, I hate to be in the middle of this. And from that, I ended it by saying, hey, here's my number. Call me back if you want them to sell. I'm happy to give you an offer that you can present to them that they can give the courts. It's settled and you don't have to be in the middle of this divorce situation. Sound good? He's like, oh, yes, please. Like, please keep it on me.
Awesome.
Stuff like that.
And that's what it is.
Beautiful.
There we go. Look at that new lens Matt put on during that transition. You were on fire, bro. Yeah, I know.
Can't even tell the difference.
I think it looks great. I think
your biceps
we're
bigger?
popping. I think I got bigger during this thing.
Wow.
That's awesome. Amber Reese asks, how do you get a realistic price in areas that are being aggressively flipped? Tony, you want to answer that? How are you in popular areas in Milwaukee or Texas? How are you getting the realistic price?
Well, in our negotiation process, we're really heavy on rapport from the beginning. So we kind of have our strategies as far as like trying to get the number. Well, how do you realistic price in areas? As far as with the seller, right? Mm-hmm. Well, one, it's always going to be a numbers game. Mm-hmm. So you're talking to a lot of people.
There you go.
Especially if it's so, for example, we wholesale really heavy in our hottest two zip codes, which is 53218, 53209. And even though it's the hottest zip codes, we're still crushing that market. Mm-hmm. One big thing that we're doing is driving for dollars. So that's actually a way that we're trying to stay away from all the people that everyone else is already calling.
Love it.
I've had people in that zip code, in the hottest zip code, who have lived for 17 years at one particular lady for 17 years has lived in her property. There has never been called off of a driving for dollars list. Wow. So that's probably one of our best strategies that we've used there to kind of get away from what everyone else is doing. And then obviously the rapport building as well, and our negotiation skills that we use.
For sure.
And let me challenge you a little bit, Amber, here with the verbiage realistic price, because this is the interesting part. The seller doesn't determine the price.
Right.
The market doesn't determine the price. Realtors don't. Government doesn't. Tax assessors don't. Appraisers don't. Banks don't. Only one person determines price, and that's a ready, willing, and able buyer.
Boom.
On everything. On everything.
Yeah,
so what is a realistic? To me, Amber, a realistic price on this property would be $110,000. Now the seller might want $300,000 for it. We're at odds. We're probably not going to close that gap. But to me, I'm willing to pay $110,000. So what I'm telling, what I'm saying is, I'm setting the price. You set the price. Now the beautiful thing is, and this is a conversation that we just went. When they set a price that's lower than what you are willing to pay, that's when you get massive deals. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's why you pull out what price that they want first, because you need to know what is their expectations and does it align with what you think the price is. You as a buyer have all the power. All the power. Now, if another buyer wants to come in and offer them more, that's how people get more for their property. If people want to put it on the market and expose it to all of the buyers because of the realtor connections, the MLS, and because of the internet, and it shows it to everybody and there's multiple offers, great.
Yep.
That's what's going to determine it. But if it's just you and the seller having a conversation, you hold the power of what the value is to you. It's a personal decision. Okay? Like, don't get twisted on this. There's so much like, oh, people are, you're getting equity, you're buying this thing at a discount, or you're lowballing, or all this other thing. No, the buyers determine value. If somebody else wants to pay more, they can pay more. It's a free market society. I hate to tell you.
There you go.
There you go. Took me a long time to realize that.
Okay, Amber.
Oh, okay. And then you hit us with that?
She's like,
What are we doing? Amber, here we go. Drop that thing down. Come on. Whoop.
There you go.
I like doing the whoop thing. That's like my favorite new thing.
I feel like when they start,
it's like, when somebody hits like a 3 and they're like, yeah. That's my everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
People are gonna think
that's
there's
like a
in the
good
back of my
pose
head.
for you.
Just bullying you in the background.
No, you're in the back pose.
After the cameras turn off, you're just like, come on, man. Steve, all right. An agent representing an end buyer asked, how much time do I allow before closing? Said her investor typically needs 1 week after seeing property, but didn't say why. What is she thinking?
Yeah. So this is the part where the magical word I always use is expectations. You have to set the expectations with the agent, especially if they're bringing an end buyer. So that could be them possibly signing an assignment sight unseen. I see here in your question, it says that the buyer needs typically 1 week after seeing the property. Be like, okay, well, are they willing to put in sight unseen? Do they need to walk the property? You're asking the right questions so you know what happens next. Remember what I just said a minute ago, if this, then what? So they're gonna then go and say, okay, well, my buyer needs to see the property. Great, I can get you in tomorrow between this time and this time, or this time and this time. Obviously, you've got to go and play the conversation then with the seller or the wholesaler or the agent that brought you the deal, but then you're going to get that appointment set up. Once they are going to walk the property, they're good to go. By then, you would have the assignment contract sent to them. You have the expectation set of what close of escrow is. The most important thing, get their earnest money in, non-refundable.
Yeah, and that's a good buyer, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if they'll close a week after just walking the property,
money.
That's fantastic. Just remember, make sure that you're marketing the contract in your inspection period. So as soon as you lock that up, like within 48 hours, that should be in everybody's buy. Like every buyer in town should know about that deal, and then they go see it, and then they want to close a week later. That's fantastic. Now the seller might need more time.
Right.
The seller might need that full 30 days, 45 days, whatever it is, to find a new place or whatever. But if it's a vacant property and you put that thing out at like a 30-day close and you could close it faster, that seller's going to love it even more.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Good question.
Yeah.
Yick Nates.
Do you and your team use Privy? We do. Primarily in the non-disclosure states is where I prefer to use it. But as for comping and
Hunter, pop in here. Talk about it, because you texted me yesterday that I needed to check out Privy more. What are you hearing from the students? Because Alejandra is the director of student success. She's literally on Zoom calls all day long, going through the numbers analyzer. So what happens when you join the TTP coaching is we have a conversation on our onboarding call of what your financial goal is for the next 12 months.
Right.
And then we break down how many people you need to talk to hit that goal. So you know exactly what you're targeting. So Alejandra has an accountability calls every single week, and you're hearing a lot about Privy. So what's up?
Yeah, so I guess basically what I've been hearing is it's really good for non-disclosure states. They're having a lot easier time comping properties with the MLS. I know that PropStream has gotten rid of the MLS data in non-disclosure states, so I think this is another way and tool to...
Out of focus and everything.
Screw over my...
I'm dead sorry. But yeah, I just think it's a really good tool if you're in a non-disclosure state, and I know that it's working for students. Yeah, Brent, what are you doing? Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yes, Privy's great. It is a great resource, especially for those that are not licensed.
Exactly.
Awesome. There you go. Josh. Anyone recommend a CRM, preferably one that can work for cheaper, that can be added onto later, trying to avoid changing once we scale? Josh, it just depends on your budget. There's probably some free CRMs.
I love my favorite free one is Excel.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah. Well, actually, Excel.
Wait, where's your CRM? Where's your old CRM?
Oh, yeah, I know which one.
I had it. I was using it last Friday.
Exactly what I'm bringing.
There it is.
There you go.
This was the OG CRM for TTP.
1 to 30, huh?
This is my first $1 million in income, not not just total volume of real estate. Look at that. It's an accordion binder, as I just demonstrated.
He was trying to pop the veins a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just trying to get a pump real quick. It's unavoidable. I actually put sandbags in there. Don't worry about it. Anyway, yeah, I would print. Yeah, I'm feeling it. You literally print out the sheet. I had a lead sheet that I had created, and I would put it in there and just keep it keep it pretty simple. But I assume you're talking about something that you want online. There's some good. I mean, Podio is kind of the basis that a lot of them build them on. I know Investor Fuse. I have good friends there that own that and do a fantastic job with Investor Fuse. So you can check that out, Josh, if you've got the budget for that. But Podio does have a free version. But then here's the thing, Josh. If you fall into that sand trap of CRMs and you start tinkering with it and you start letting that creative side of your mind go, it's going to take you a lot longer to do deals.
For sure.
Like that's why I had this simple, because for $14 you could buy that on Amazon, not even think about it. And then when the time comes, you hire somebody to set that up, like a TC, like a transaction coordinator.
For sure.
Yeah.
What do you use, Tony?
We use Raziru, Raziru. But if I had to start over, I'd probably do the Excel or the Podio side if I had no money,
right?
You know, because you don't overthink it. I remember my first 6 months. So my first 6 months, we did $250,000. We scaled so fast, and I always thought, okay, how do I? What do I like? We need a better system. We need a better call dialer. We need a better this.
Yeah.
Well, I spent tens of thousands of dollars on systems that I didn't need or didn't use all for so long. I remember I spent $2,000 on a Podio build that we never even used, just because I was overthinking it. We used REI Black Book. We switched over to Follow Up Boss. We tried Podio. So don't overthink it. Just get to doing things that are going to make you money, which is talking to people.
Yeah.
Yes, Excel, and then Podio, and then we use Raziru personally.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
B. Sewell 513 asks, are there any scripts available for calling agents?
So I had so much struggle with one part of the course we were building.
Go for it.
It was this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I literally freelance everything. I'm like, I just get on the phone. There's times you could ask anybody on my team, the phone's ringing, and I'm like, shit, who am I calling right now?
Right.
Like, I'm not even worried about a script. I'm not worried, okay, I got to cover all these points. Be vulnerable. Be real. Just have conversation. Ask questions. I say this over and over again. You don't need the answers. If you are reading a script, the reason I don't want people to go off of a script is because what do you do when you have a script? Hello, Todd. I'm looking for distressed properties.
You have a script. Stop.
I do. It's in the course.
I need help.
It's in the course. Well,
I need help. Right.
That's the infamous line. Go and use those 3 words every time you're talking to an agent. I promise you, their ears are going to perk up.
Well, and then follow it up. So B. Sewell, I need help. I'm looking for
a distressed property, something that needs a little bit of love. I'm trying to find somebody that could help me out.
That's it.
That's it.
And then let it blossom.
Let the conversation flow.
And if you want all the other scripts, it's a TTP Insider.
There you go.
There you go. TTP Insider. Guys, if you're getting value, hit that like button.
Boom.
We got a lot to go. How many do we have? 73?
Almost halfway.
We got
Let's
time.
hit
We
it
got
there.
time. We got time.
Yeah, we're halfway in the show, halfway to all the likes. Hit that like button if you're getting value, guys. Started in January, didn't get first deal till April. Now he locked up 4 this month so far. Tony, you want to ring that bell?
Oh, I'd love to.
Bring that bell. Yes!
Congratulations.
Drew
awesome.
Biz.
So
Look
awesome.
at that. Look at that logo. I love it.
I love that too.
Look at
Money
that.
sign in the light
Yeah,
bulb.
it's like
beautiful.
woo. Yeah, that's cool.
Do you guys generally see the momentum just start to kick in after that first one for students?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a proof of concept.
it's like faith to fact.
Yes.
Right? The whole thing. You know, we build off of everything. When we're going to change and doing something new, get out of that comfort zone like we were talking before, you have to have faith that you can do it.
For sure.
And faith is fantastic, and faith gets us in the game. But the fact that you can pull money out of thin air, that first time you get that $25,000 check, right, and you're just like,
you're like, what the hell?
Your brain breaks.
Yeah.
And that's our job. That's our job with all these live shows. That's the job of this channel, is to break brains. You know what I mean? Get people their first deals, get them going, and then all of a sudden it just starts building. The other thing I think, honestly, Tony, is people build up a pipeline of leads.
Yes.
And it usually takes 90 days to 120 days, just depending on how much you're putting in, right? How much effort you're putting in. And so it usually takes about 90 days to get the momentum going. It's like a train going down the tracks, right? It's going super slow. It's barely inching along, and then just keeps building the momentum, and then boom, right?
Yeah.
From Raphael, do cash buyers care if a property is in an HOA? No. My buyers, as long as it's not something that's going to drastically affect the numbers and the end number. So, for example, like if they were buying a property that maybe had a $700 to $1,000 HOA every single month, that could be a factor of something on top of hard money costs. Overall, though, as long as the numbers work, it doesn't matter if it's in an HOA or not. A lot of times, actually, the properties that people are going to desire might even be in an HOA, especially for fix and flips.
Tony? What do you think?
I mean, we haven't had a problem with it. I think generally investors know what they're getting into based on that area. So if there's, it's a very, if it's definitely an HOA area, especially with the condos on our side, they know what they're getting into. They know roughly what it's going to be based on the area. And our HOA in our area, especially, being in the Midwest, they're not high. So it's $300, $350 a month. It's not, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, it depends on if we're talking single family or if we're talking condos or townhouses. Yep. Now, there are condos you'll see kind of hit ceilings on price in a lot of areas because the HOAs can be $800, $1,000, $2,000 because they supply a lot more, right? They're paying your electricity, they're paying your cable, they're paying all the facilities
the gym,
and all of that stuff. So it just depends, Raphael. I would say typically in a single family property, it's not really a big factor. In condos and townhouses, make sure that you have a significant discount and just make sure that you understand what the comps in that community are. Specifically that condo. If you're going after a condo or townhouse and there's no sales within the last 90 days, you need to time travel. Time travel before you expand into different complexes, because apartments are way different floor plans, way different vibes, way different ages, way different amenities, way different management. It really depends. So you want to stay in those specific communities.
Yes.
Yeah. Jose, I got a house under contract in the TCMN.
Twin Cities, Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Good thing we have a Minnesota girl here. Here we go. Come on.
Good stuff. Thank you for not hitting me on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, when you expect it, I won't do it. All right? Just got to keep you on your toes. Teresa, found somebody in my area that I'm JVing with for 3 straight deals. After our 3rd deal together, I'm off on my own, taking not with the knowledge and experience. That is right.
That's how you do it.
JVing is the same word as squatting up, and I absolutely love it. 3 straight deals. Ryan, ring that bell.
All right.
Will you ring that bell? You might as well just keep it down. Might as well just keep it down, brother.
Can I add on to that?
Sure.
I know.
So I know that you guys have your community with the the hotline and TTP, but and so you guys see a lot of squatting up happening, and I also see kind of like the other side where it's like still kind of frowned upon from so many wholesalers. I love that example there because you can JV. You don't have to JV forever, but it at least gets the deal done, and it adds that proof of concept for you.
Dude,
so
it is so cheap to JV to get the knowledge and experience, like she just said,
and the relationship. Yeah.
At Main Attraction Salon, where I get my hair cut, you have to shampoo people's heads. You have to sweep the floors. You have to put together all the colors and mix all the stuff for 2 years before you can cut anybody's hair.
Wow.
For 2 years, you have to take an apprenticeship at the place that I get my hair cut so that you can make 70 to 80 grand a year as a hairstylist, right?
That's why it looks like that.
And I'm telling you, listen, it is, it's fabulous, I know. But I am telling you, there's an apprenticeship part of squatting up.
Yes.
Doing your first few deals with somebody holding your hand and really showing you what's going on is going to give you a lifetime of runway to do your own deals. So we're talking about, oh my gosh, I'm splitting these deals and I'm not making the same amount, but you're getting it done, first of all. You're getting paid, second of all, and just consider it like an apprenticeship, like you're learning a new skill anyway.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
We do a lot of JV deals, so sometimes anywhere from 6 to 11 a month. Literally, because I'm a pretty dominant. Well, thanks to social media, I'm a pretty dominant and trustable person in my market.
Yeah.
And I've the amount of lives that change from even the person that says, "This is my first deal. How can you please help me? Like, I don't know what to do." And we can sell it in 30 minutes, an hour, a day, whatever it may be. And they get their check. I mean, it changes their life forever. And then over time, I see them just becoming successful in the industry.
Love it.
Yeah.
Can we put his Instagram on? Can we get that so that everybody can see that and then get that? We'll put it on a writer so that you can follow Tony as well, because he's got 2 N's in Tony. All right.
Yep. From Nick Yates. What's a good software to do email or text blasting for agent wholesaler follow-up? So at least what I've realized in my experience, I started off with the text blasting to homeowners, then I even tried doing it with other wholesalers, and then I've now made it over to the agent space. I will tell you, all 3 of them are very different. Sellers are obviously getting very, like, they're cracking down on that side of things with texting and for sellers. With wholesalers, I don't think it's a bad approach. I just didn't see much success because I was getting a lot of deals just daisy chained and thrown my way with people that didn't have it under contract. They wanted me to give them buy numbers on things that they didn't have. As for agents, it's a little bit of a tricky game. I will actually challenge you not to go with the texting route. I would rather see it with the cold calling route.
My man.
And with that, I would like you to use batch dialer. I'm actually going to be doing a challenge here. I think it's May 27th. It's Friday, Saturday with batch dialer, where I'm going to be cold calling agents, showing you exactly how the conversations work. I, again, would just rather see you cold call. That's it.
Perfect. Did you have a texting platform? What was the one?
Yeah, so we use Raziro, RAZIRU.com. I personally love it.
Say that again? No, it's fast.
RAZIRU. What the reason why I love it so much is because
that is the craziest name of all time.
I know, right?
Raziro.
Raziro.
RAZIRU.
Yes.
It's got RZ in there.
Maybe it's Russian.
That's me.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I love it because we can automate the process, so it buys us back the time. But I don't deal with the agent side. I know if we are definitely about to start dealing with the agent side. That's for sure. Every Saturday, my acquisitions guys are going to 3 walkthroughs each.
That's right.
But
for real,
I would definitely cold call if I was talking to agents as well, just because we deal with them so often that. That's how you want to build the relationships with them. But for the texting and the email side, that's what we use.
There you go. Oh, there we are. Did my first cold calling session yesterday, and it felt real good. Let's be honest. It was probably very scary.
Of course.
Very, very scary. But it's great when you get it done, because that is one step, right? That is changing. That is all those neural pathways, those new things. That's what happens with change. If we've never done anything, then the neural pathways, we have to build them. And I talked about it yesterday. The best analogy that I heard from a psychologist is, like, when you're learning something new, it's like going to a new website, right? And your browser doesn't recognize it, and you're typing in, Facebook or Face or whatever, and it doesn't pop up, and then you put in an F, and it's like Facebook, right? That's the same thing that our neural pathways are like, is they start recognizing what's happening, and they start feeling more comfortable, and it gets a lot smoother, and you get that muscle memory. So congratulations, J-Ram. Here we go.
That's stuck.
All right, so that's the one.
Oh, you broke it.
You guys see, he threw that at me.
That was amazing. If you came to the show for just
information,
Hell, you didn't expect this kind of entertainment. That is great.
I'm so glad that was documented. That was thrown at me.
I'm glad I was on this show.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Max took a cold call job to get over the fear of cold calling. All right, in different industry now. Cold calling confidence much higher, but feel weary about disposition due to the fear of not being able to close. Thoughts? Albert? I know that I see the wheels turning here.
Yeah, I'm unpacking the question here.
The fear of closing, like getting to the point, right?
Gotcha.
He's feeling weary about. He's feeling more comfortable starting the conversation, getting the lead. So 3 parts, right? The first part is lead generation.
Right.
Middle part is conversion, and exit strategy is the third part. I think that middle part is really the scary thing for a lot of people, is building that relationship. Do the pre-qualify, do the lead follow-up, and offer presentation.
Right.
So how do you get more confident doing your lead follow-up, pre-qual, and offer presentation?
I think that's first of all, Max, like, props to you for taking a cold calling job to get over that fear. Like, what a way. And you made money in it. Like, congratulations. But I would say when you get to the close, the best advice that I learned is nobody will ask you to close the deal. You need to ask to close the deal. So if you had that same fear of cold calling, well, now flip the script. Now instead of asking for someone to start the call, for example, whatever you were selling, just ask for the close. You already know how to get on the phone. It's the same fear that you have to overstep or come over, I would say. So now ask for the close, ask for the sale. You know, does this sound like something that this could work? If we were to move forward with this deal today, is this something that you can sign on paper? Just ask for it. It's a simple question, right? You got this, my man. You got this.
For sure.
Love it.
And as for dispositions, I'll just add in there too. Utilize your strengths and weaknesses. Right now, if your strength is cold calling, lean into that. Rely on disposition wholesalers and people that have better buyers list than you to sell it off to their buyers.
What's your market, Max? Let us know your market. Hunter, will you make sure sorry, I know you. When Max puts in where he's at, will you let us know? Yeah. You could just shout it out if you want, or just put it in the comments so people know so that they could squat up. Is this what we're? This is
holding it for now.
Okay. Oh, whoa. Central Native closing my first deal this month. Oh, okay. Well, listen, you spoiled first deal guy. Come on, this is crazy. I'm 20, closing the first deal this month for $100,000. What would that do to your brain to close it for $100,000?
Well, we haven't gotten $100,000 yet. We've gotten pretty close, but I know 100 would be something else.
Bro.
I don't know. I definitely buy that shirt.
The $500 shirt. That's the celebration there.
No, that's
what kind of $500 shirt would you buy?
Balenciaga, probably. I didn't wear it today, but I was going to.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Balenciaga, I have.
Hey, Central Native, congratulations. Listen to me.
A little more.
Listen to me. It's the first deal. Forget about. Put the money away. Do whatever you did to get that first deal. Yes. Keep doing that. Stay focused. $100,000 at 20 years old feels like $1 billion.
True.
All right. Don't go crazy.
Don't.
$500 budget.
Don't do that. Yeah.
$500 budget. Go buy that.
Sure.
Balancing shirt or whatever. Yeah,
She knows.
Oh, there you go. Okay, great, Max.
Beautiful.
Awesome. So if you're, listen, guys, if you're in Houston right now and you've got a good, robust cash buyer database, whether you're watching this live or not, well, I guess if you're not watching it live, it's tough to squat up with Max. But find Max Brown in your market, and he's going to bring you some deals.
Just Google Max Brown. He's got to be the only one in the world.
Yeah, that's it. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Brendan.
Oh, man.
Hey, Brent. Just wanted to tell you, I closed my biggest deal this week. $145,000. This reminds me of you. You know that, right? You know, get over here. People don't know. Jacob Blank's here. Hey, there he is. All right. You know all about this, don't you?
Yeah, big deals. Yeah. I've had a couple big ones like that.
How'd that feel when you got it? Come on in.
Yeah, that feeling's crazy, and you definitely only want to spend $500 when you get a deal like that. The 500 doesn't raise. You still got to keep it at 500, but I've had a couple that big, and it's like nothing else, man. It really is.
That is awesome. Here we go. Congratulations. That is incredible. That's funny. This is like, right? Yeah, didn't you just do one for like 145 or something?
You did 210 too, right?
And then my first biggest deal was 130.
130 and 145. 18 years old. Don't go crazy. Just keep it real. Keep it real tight. All right, Adrian, my first wholesale deal just recorded. Does anybody celebrate more deals?
This is
Does
crazy.
Anybody in the planet?
This is crazy.
I'm telling you. My first wholesale deal just recorded yesterday. MLS deal that I got under contract for $24,000 asking price. Acquisition was $345. And Dispo is at $354,900 with partner. I'd love to get a TTP and AI shirt. Adrian, you got it, brother.
Yeah,
we will connect. Connect with Alejandra in the chat. Ring that bell. There you go. So he got, okay.
What is that?
Yeah, hold it from there.
You got to hold it by the, no, not on the microphone. Jeez.
My bad.
It's a whole different technique. You'll learn. You'll learn. So first of all, $24K under asking price. That is incredible. So it made $9,500. It looks like, or $9,900. So congratulations, you got it, Adrian. Would love to send you one. Just let us know. All right, That is, we are just going through it. The bell literally broke on this episode. That's how great this audience is. That's how great this is. Oscar, how does that conversation look like with the agent at the open house if you're not there interested in the house they're showing? Finally, Oscar, great question. I've been waiting for this question because there is a lot of mystery to that, right? What is happening? So
hit
them with it.
Play the game first. You're not just going to walk in right up to the realtor and be like, hello, I don't give a shit about this house. I want you to help me find a distressed one. Walk around, see the house they're sitting. A lot of times, I'll tell you guys a little secret here too. They've got cookies. So grab a cookie, walk around the house, enjoy your snack, ask questions about it. Be like, oh, is this your listing? Did you flip it? What's the seller situation? Building rapport. And then you're going to transition it to, hey, this one isn't probably the best fit for me as a fix and flipper or as an investor, whatever you want to say. Do you guys have anything else available? Do you have anything coming up? Try to start the conversation by setting the expectation of what you're looking for after you've gone through the house. That's the most important thing I want you to take away from that. Don't just walk in and walk right up to them and be like, help. Walk around. Remember, they set up their time of the weekend to where they put open house signs out. They possibly got snacks. They got stuff all like presented for the house. Play the part. Walk in. Let them know that you're somebody interested in buying homes. Because even as an investor, you need to understand if you're not buying that house, you are still in the industry. Walk around the house and notice things. If there's something about the house, you're like, oh, wow, what is the deal with that sink in the guest bathroom? Ask them questions where they're going to be on their toes. They're going to be like, oh, man, this wasn't someone that just came in that didn't say a word, walked around, and then walked out and didn't sign in on my sheet. That's the best thing you could do is when you walk in, play the game, sign in on the sheet. Here's my name. Here's my number. I want you to call me. Then just watch what happens again. They're going to love you. You are going to be the best person to walk through the open house in that entire day. I promise. Aside from someone that bought the house.
I would walk in, Oscar, and I've never done this, and this is all theory, but I would love somebody to test this. Sure. I would literally walk in and be like, I am not here for the house. I'm here for you. I'm here to talk to you because I want to work with like really like active agents, and I feel like the people that are busting their ass to do open houses and really working are people that I want to work with, people that I want to add to my my squad of people that I do deals with, and I'd love to tell you what I'm looking to buy and see if you have anything that you could sell me. We could make this like a win-win deal. I think that would be interesting.
Try
to
out
just
both
go.
strategies and let us know.
I haven't done it that bluntly, but I've gone on that. When the agent greets me with that sheet, I just tell her like, "Hey, listen, I'm not here. Like, I don't need you to sell me on this house. I'm just here to get ideas for my projects. But did you flip it? I haven't gone that blunt yet, but it does work. They open it up and they just want to talk to you.
I mean, if I were to go into an open house right now, that's exactly what I would say.
I think
I think that's just from doing a lot of deals and just having the confidence of like being an agent for so long, and like not worried about like trying to. You know,
my perspective is more of the agents that are like,
I get it.
They're like, oh my gosh, there's a person in here. What do I do? Do you think that they like me? Is it my shirt? Are they gonna talk to me? The amount of people that just come into open houses and they just walk around, they don't say anything, they walk out.
They're like, would you like some information? And they're like, no, we're just looking. Right? Like they're at a department store. I've done open houses. I mean, that's what it's like.
Right.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Brent. Nice to meet you. It's a beautiful day. Would you like some treats or whatever? No, we're just here to look around.
Like, no, we're just neighbors. We're just
we're just the neighbors checking it out.
That's it.
But if you go in and be like, I want to buy a lot of properties this year and I need some help. I think I need help.
That's it. I think if you go in maybe not as like just aggressive, you just go in with that.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go. We're refining it in live stream.
Yeah.
Wow.
There we go.
And the beautiful part is there's no wrong way to do it.
Just do it. If you have a good tone of voice and you have a sparkle in your eye, it'll work. Matt, what's the best approach when buying to lock up a contract from an agent who's representing an investor who hasn't finished a reno? Okay, got it. Yep. So they've got an agent.
Okay.
It's out there. It's in the middle of the reno. You're talking to the agent. How do you present and see if they want to sell it before finishing the reno?
So I probably wouldn't target this unless the opportunity was presented to me or if it was in a category like temporarily off market. If it was temporarily off market, usually a few things happen where maybe they were under contract and then they got beat up during the inspection period and they're doing some repairs, or maybe it was an investor that had to do like a few corrections. I've seen this a number of times. There's so many different outcomes. What you'd want to do is just be like, hey, what's the price for you to drop everything right now and sell it to me? That's where I'd probably take the blunt approach, and I'd just go very direct and ask them, what's your number? there's usually got to be a reason why they're going to sell it in the middle of renovations.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the one that's distressed? Like, say that investor just ran out of money, can't finish it. That's
kind of the
where this
vibe I
question's
think I
going?
was getting from how Brent explained it. I think that if it's more along the lines of an investor that isn't finishing the project, why?
Yeah.
Why? So.
Well, you see it all. So I've gone through this actually a couple times this week with a couple different students that have texted me, and they're like, "Hey, this property's on Zillow. It's in the middle of the rehab. They said that they have too many rehabs, and so they want to just sell this property." Right, so I think maybe it's like that. Maybe it's one of those approaches,
Kinda what I was
or
thinking.
maybe it's just you talk to an agent and they're like, "Oh, I'm working with somebody, and maybe he wants to get out of this. He's in the middle of the project.
Right.
He's not really happy with it, whatever else." And then you just got to get bare bones. What do they want for it?
For sure.
Like for real. Like, are they going to be reasonable, or are they trying to make a big spread here? I don't care what they bought it for. I just need to know if my numbers will make sense.
What do they want? Why are they selling?
Yeah. I love so my acquisition managers asked two incredible questions, directly to property owners when we're following up.
Okay.
What's your goal?
Yep.
What's your goal with this property?
Yeah.
It's wonderful, right? And how much research have you done?
Wow.
Right?
There you go.
And then it's just, they just open wide up to, all of the different things going on. And you get it, I've looked on Zillow, and I've talked to my agent, and I've talked to my attorney, and I've got, I've been Googling title companies to understand that process. You're like, holy cow. All right, put this thing on the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll put it on the market. There you go.
From Matt Phillips. Haven't done my first deal yet, but you guys have already changed my life in the last couple months.
You got it, Matt. Listen, you changed your life.
Absolutely.
You changed your life. It's that it's the whole getting out of the I'm really big into this, the whole comfort zone. I've been thinking about this a lot as I've been expanding just my companies and getting, it's very comfortable in a certain spot, but to really be bigger and to really push the boundaries of what we can do and the impact that we can have, you need to bring on more people, and you need to bring on more processes, and you have to become a different professional, different business person. It happens fast. Happens in 2 years. 2 years ago, what were you doing?
I think I lost my job at that time.
Doing what?
Well, I was lifting, I think I did the math, it was like 40,000 pounds a day at a warehouse.
You were working at a warehouse?
Yeah, I had 16 jobs prior to getting into real estate.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you got into real estate at 21?
Yeah.
Right. So you did all these other jobs, found real estate, and in 2 years, you've had that much growth.
Yes.
And was it because you were trying things that were easy, and you were like, this is simple?
No, I remember
This is very, very easy for me to do.
first 8 months, I never went out. I didn't go, not even to restaurants, nothing.
Hustle
It was,
season.
it was like I was in hibernation, and then I would sleep in my office multiple times. We still have the same couch there. I have a couch there, and I'd sleep there a lot of times because I was working there so late. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be here in like 3-4 hours. Might as well just stay here. So
There you go.
Awesome.
yeah.
So keep it going, Matt. Keep pushing.
Good stuff.
Keep pushing. Comfort zone. Push it out. You're doing amazing. Chavion.
You already know.
Wow. High school.
Chavion. My buyer just signed, and he put down $3,000 earnest deposit. I'm making $5K in this deal, and I'm still in high school. Woo! Thank you guys, and especially Ryan for the agent technique. Come on. I guess you should have rated. Dang it.
Dude, I've lost my
You've
privilege.
lost it
I've lost
today.
the privilege.
Yeah.
It's fine.
The next
They cut me off.
16 minutes, it's all me ringing. Or Tony. Lena, when is the next Agent Investors event?
We're looking at fall of this year. So we're trying to get through the summer. A bunch of people are going to be traveling within the program. So
Fantastic. Good. Sorry, I dropped my cap.
I was looking stuff.
No, I dropped my cap. There you go. But you also do a meetup every month.
Yeah, we do the
And
Roll
you just had
Zolin.
a great one, right? Who did you have?
We had Tessa Bella Jelton. She is a social media influencer and real estate coach. She is phenomenal, dropped a lot of gems for how to be active on social media.
Love
kind
it.
of aligns perfectly with the challenge, but we try to bring a bunch of cool guests out every single month. It is always the first Tuesday of the month, except for this next month. We are the second Tuesday of the month where we have Steve Trang as our guest speaker.
You had to move it because of his schedule?
Daughter's violin or something.
He is such a prima donna. I'll tell you what.
Dude, it took 6 months of trying to get this guy.
I'm just kidding.
Six months.
Steve's
man.
the best. Steve, you're the best. That's awesome. Do not miss that if you were local.
Yep.
If you are local, do not miss that. I'm telling you, it's an incredible venue. It's an incredible event, and the networking is is the best part of it. It really is. A lot of incredible people that are open to just conversations, great energy. It's fantastic. So that's great. How do you find hedge fund buyers in your area?
So for us, a lot of times we're trying to filter out on PropStream, 30 properties or more, 50 properties or more in certain zip codes, or just in the city in general. Another way that we do it is we're very big on cash comps. So in our market, 70% ARV, you'll end up with a negative number sometimes.
Of course.
So we have to get a little bit creative, and it obviously came with the experience of doing them in trial and error. So now we're very heavy on the cash comp side. So we're always looking at cash comps, but we'll look at who's buying it. If you see the same name pop up, it's going to be a hedge fund more than likely. So those are the ones that you want to target. And then in our market, I'm not sure if it's the same in Arizona. Let's just say that the market in the 53218, your properties are averaging anywhere from 80 to 150K. Then all of a sudden you get these comps and it says 2.3 million, 1.5 million. So you know those are probably hedge funds that are buying a huge package deal.
Yep. Cool. And how do you get a hold of them?
So I guess this is how we do it. So we're really big on Google. It's so crazy how much information you can get from just Googling a name, right? So sometimes that alone will give you, maybe they have a specific office already set. Their phone number's right there. Or they have a website. You go to their website. Sometimes they'll even already have, like our biggest hedge fund that we use, I'll drop it because you guys are dropping so much knowledge. So in the Midwest area, SFR3 hedge fund is our main buyer by far. Literally all you have to do is Google SFR3 hedge fund or SFR3, and you can go to their page, and literally on the corner right hand side says sell us your home. You can put on there, are you an agent, are you a wholesaler, are you what? Click it in. We've made hundreds of thousands of dollars just by submitting the website. They call us, sight unseen offer. They always close on it. So that's one of the biggest ways that we do it. And then fast people search is another way. So we'll take the LLC. It's a little bit harder with hedge funds to find them sometimes, because when we open corporate, most of our buyers, if they're LLCs, to find out who the actual owner is. But with the hedge funds, they got their lawyers, they got attorneys, they got title companies, so they hide a lot of that information. So usually just Google is probably the best way to do it. And then sometimes it might take you 30 minutes of research, but it's so worth it to have that connection, not only for your own, because you'll make multiple six figures from it a year, but for when people bring you deals that are JV deals, you have somebody who's able to take on that quantity of deals.
Love it. Listen, the hedge funds want your deals.
Yes.
They're not hiding.
Right.
They're not. You could literally go to LinkedIn and look for hedge fund and then real estate agents.
Just found it.
Right. Thank you.
There you go.
Just found it.
They
There
might
you
be
go.
buying over here too.
You could do that. You can go in and see, okay, what you connect with a real estate agent.
Always.
And go in and see, okay, there's two types of agents, listing agent and selling agent. Typically, it depends. Some call it buyer's agent, but they call it selling agent here. And what you do is you type in and you look for selling agents that have done multiple deals per month. And you look, who is the biggest buyer's agent in town?
That's it.
And they all represent the hedge funds.
Yep.
And there's people getting loud on it. Just literally go to Facebook and go, I have a deal for a hedge fund. Go into an agent area. I have a deal for a hedge fund. What agent represents them?
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's
Who
clever.
can help me out with this?
We've never done that. That's so clever. Imagine just going to like your Facebook page.
I get it from him.
And
This
just
is
literally
his-
just
this is
saying
his bread and
who
butter.
represents them.
That's it. Yeah.
Just like that.
That's it. Jab Carnegie. I love that. He lives in New York, a TTP
Carnegie.
family member here. Yeah, right? Carnegie Hall, the whole
that.
thing, right? How does Tony structure his team to consistently achieve six figures each month?
So we
What's your
have
team look like?
4 acquisitions, one dispo, one junior dispo / TC. He's helping more on like the JV side than anything, and then 11 VAs right now.
Wow.
Calling?
Yes.
Texting?
We have 3 texting and the rest are calling.
Awesome.
Nice.
Where at?
Philippines.
Got it. Do you
Yeah.
go through a certain company?
We used to. We hire them ourselves now.
Got it.
So we get referrals from our own VAs.
Got it.
And then we obviously vet, so we're not just going
Right.
off the first
Guys,
one.
do not go and hire your own VAs if you're getting started.
Right.
Get
Yeah,
some
don't.
experience in this thing.
You
For real.
don't have the time to train them.
No.
They might know more than you.
Right.
That's not good. Yeah, definitely go through an agency. It takes a lot.
After you've
to
talked to 1,000 people yourself.
Right.
Yes.
Don't do it.
1,000
Yep.
contact challenge. Because after you talk to 1,000 people about real estate, you have learned a skill. And skills are the things that just don't evaporate. Like money evaporates. You could go through a divorce, it's gone, right? You could go through a lawsuit, it's gone. You could go through an illness, it's gone. You could just be whatever. Something could happen in your life, the money's gone. But you have the skills, you can get that money back.
Yes.
The skills are the most important thing. The skills are the thing that provide value. The skills are the things that are long lasting. Talk about legacy. You want to pass on the model of the skills that you have to the people that you love and to the people that you want to support. That's the legacy. You know what I'm saying? So build the skills. Have that first 1,000 conversations so that you feel bulletproof. And then when you have that confidence, your whole company will as well. There you go.
Can I add on to that real quick?
Please do.
At one point, I had 11 people in my office. The way I did it, the way I structure it, way too many people.
Yeah.
I do way more volume right now with less people who are really in the game with us. So that was a really big lesson for me. I thought, okay, if I get more and more and more and more people, well, you know, if I didn't structure it correctly, so I wasn't there, I was the one training, I was the one handling, so I was in the trenches for so long. But Ryan Pineda actually changed my mindset. We had dinner, and he talks so much about how he delegates and he works so little, and that's when it all started to make sense.
For sure.
Oh, there you go.
From
Felix just started working in the Milwaukee market. I'm working hard to get my first deal. Get it, Felix. Connect here. You got his. You want to put the Instagram up one more time there, Matt? Thank you, brother. And there you go. Make sure that you reach out on Instagram and squad up and bring some deals to Tony and his team. And they'll walk you through it. How did a deal fall through after my buyer flaked out on me? Where besides PropStream can I find legit buyers? Seems like it's getting harder to find.
You have a website? Cash buyers list? No? Right?
Well, I mean, yeah, Investor Lift is the easiest, but there's
something on
more.
TTP Insider for finding your best cash buyers?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I'm over here promoting for him. There you go.
Well, I wanted you to answer the question, and I can, like, okay. Listen, yes, I have a cash buyer pack. I have a cash buyer pack, CM Brown.
There's a lob.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Right. Yeah. I was like, a website with buyers. No, it is the cash buyer pack in the TTP Insider. It's in the toolbox there, guys. I'm telling you, millions of dollars of value in there, and I'm not just tooting my own horn there. It is like legitimately exactly what you've been looking for if you're getting serious about starting wholesaling and you want to build that momentum fast, get into your first deals. The cash buyer pack in there is going to show you how to find the 100 top cash buyers. So download that.
Sure.
Yeah.
From Jose, I am overwhelmed by the age of all these young investors. I wonder if at 65 it's too late to even think about getting involved in real estate investing. It's never too late. Just take action. Don't be overwhelmed by young investors. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah, Jose, 24 months. So at 67, having $1 million business, what do you think?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got a long road ahead.
Yep.
So
I always tell people, because I'm really close to Carlos Reyes, and you know, in 5 years, or even you guys are examples right now, and you know, set a very small amount of years, you were able to produce something that now you don't even have to have your hands on anymore. So if you just put in the hard work, it doesn't matter if you're 65. By 70, you could have a really solid business that's just producing income nonstop for you.
True.
I had another point, but I forgot it, so we'll...
It's just breaking those old neural pathways, those old comfort zones, you know, and pushing it through. And why do you really want to do it?
Oh, actually, one more. So when I have a student, his name's James Carter in San Antonio, Texas. So he's, I don't know his age, but he's definitely over 50. And he has, you know, kids, a wife and everything. When he started with us, he had one VA and it was just him. And he was really scared in so many areas because obviously he has his own family that he has to take care of, provide college, things like that. And he's a full-time barber as well. So we've gotten to the point where he's actually doing $65,000 this month as a full-time barber still. He's now scaled to 5 VAs and 1 acquisition. So it was just about getting over that fear and believing in yourself. Really, that's all it was. Like, I think most of what helped, yes, there was some structuring in his business, but believing in himself was one of the biggest things.
For sure. Luis made $90,000. Closed my first deal mid-March, under contract for $320. Sold it for $410. Been struggling with new leads, but grinding it out. I feel that second deal coming. Congratulations on that first deal. Stay focused. The second deal comes because we get so wrapped up in that first deal. We're holding on to it, and it's precious. And I get it. $90,000 deal, I would too. I'd crap my pants if I lost that, right? So you're holding on to it, and you're like, oh, please go through. Please go through. Yes, we're doing this. Yes, okay, great. And when you do that, you realize you can't generate leads. And that's the motor. Mm-hmm. That's the engine of your business. So just stay focused on generating leads.
From Dustin Matthews, Brent Ryan. I live in Oklahoma and I'm wanting to start my wholesaling career, but I'm having information overload. I'm overthinking on what market to start in, what list to pull, etc. I need guidance. Yeah.
Grab 3 areas, Dustin. Literally, whatever you want. Wherever you feel the most comfortable that you can understand the value of the properties, and pull a list of 300 in each of those markets, right? And call them and see where you're getting the best response, where you're having the best conversations. The beautiful thing about being proactive is you could literally get an ad, get a list, get the phone numbers, and start calling them in the next, I don't know, hour.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
45 minutes if you really want to push it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then from there, you're just calling and testing it out and testing and testing and testing. Don't listen to anybody that's like, oh, that market's bad, or this is that, or this one's great, or this is it. Test it. Everything is testing.
Right.
And if you put it on a long enough timeline, if you really think you're going to do this business for a long time and build something that's absolutely phenomenal, then it doesn't matter where you test and what you're doing. Just start testing it out and figuring it out.
And I want to just further what Brent had said, too, about just testing. Before I was doing MLS deals, there was not many people out here that were doing MLS deals. I'm doing it in Phoenix. I just was like, we'll figure it out. We'll test it.
That's impossible.
Yeah, just test it out. You're going to figure it out. And guess what? If it doesn't work, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to fail forward. And then you're going to understand what to do from there.
Zach Dollar. Is that your real last name? That'd be dope. Zach Dollar. I have been calling for a month and have made 4,000 calls and 300 contacts that don't have any leads. I have called tired landlords and driving for dollars. What should I focus on for more leads? You have 0 leads? Then here's the issues, okay? It's either your skills, your lists, or your data.
Yep.
That's it. That's all it comes down to from a number standpoint. Your skills, your lists, your data. Yep. Right? I assume making that many calls and that many connects that you're refining your skills.
Yep.
So I'm just wondering which list that is, and if it is driving for dollars, I feel like you should be getting at least some more. So maybe it might be the skills in there, the conversations that you're having. Do me a favor, Zach, and this is an open invitation. Send me one of your recordings, for real. Send me one of your recordings of your calls that you think is a really good call at brent@talktopeople.com. brent@talktopeople.com. I will review it. I will play it live on the show, and we'll critique it. I'm just kidding. If you don't want me to, I don't have to, but I will. If you send it to me, I will put it in an email, and if it's a call that you give me permission to, maybe I'll do a cold call breakdown like I did yesterday. But let me know. There has to be something there. It's either skills, lists, or data. Last question. Jacob, come on up. You've got you're in the combination here. Okay, when cold calling and you get no answer, what's a good rundown of what to say when leaving a quality voicemail? Thank you. From Nakari Madison. Wearing that nice power tie. Look at that. I love it.
I have a good answer here.
Go ahead.
So when you're calling in your intro, you need to tell people who you are, why you're calling, and why they should listen to you. And those are the same things that you need to leave in your voicemail. So that way they give you a call back, right? They want to know who you are, why you're calling, and why they should call you back. So, and then make sure you leave your contact, all that. But that's really what you need in order to get calls back, I think.
Love it. Ryan?
Voicemail. I'm sorry, the return call. So when we probably don't do it the way you guys probably do it, because I know you love to talk to people, pick up the phone. So we leave the voicemail letting them know exactly what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to buy off-market properties. We're trying to buy at a discount. We're fast closers. We're no commissions, etc. So then on the way back, we send our calls to voicemail, and then on our voicemail, so it doesn't even ring. It just goes straight to voicemail, and then we let them know exactly what, more about us. So, the fact that we're buying cash, the fact that, hey, if you're calling about a property that, etc. And then we're going into those details. So we structure a little bit differently.
Gotcha.
Love it. Hi, Nakari. My name is Brent Daniels. I know this call is completely out of the blue, but I was actually calling about a property I believe you own on 1212 Banana Street. I'm actually interested in buying a home in the neighborhood, and I just wanted to reach out and see if you would consider an offer on your property there. Completely understand if you have no interest in selling the property at this time, but if you could give me a call back, that way I don't just keep bugging you, that would be great. My number is 480 Hot Boys, 480 Hot Boys. You know, I was about to get my damn cell phone number right here. That's how in the zone I was about to go for it. Yeah. And that's what I would do. And honestly, we don't leave a lot of voicemails because I think it kind of puts you on your back foot, Nakari. When they call you back, they are. You're kind of scrambling around and you're trying to answer, and they're like, you called me about my house, and you're like, okay, what's the address? They're like, oh, you don't know the address? Yeah. You're like, I call a lot of people. Oh, you're not just calling me. I'm not special anymore. So it kind of puts you on the back foot, or you have to go, oh, yeah, thank you for calling me back. I'm not in front of my notes right now. What was the address that you wanted to sell? So you could play it off that way. But don't do the whole thing. And I did this. I set my stalker list of properties that I wanted, and I was like, I'm going to remember all the addresses and all the numbers, and I'm going to remember everything. And when they call back, I'm going to have my cheat sheet, and I'm going to be pulling it up. And it was like an Excel spreadsheet that I saw, and I was like, oh, yes, Bob, how you doing? Yeah, your property there in Clarendon. Yeah, fantastic. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I don't want to sell this. I'm like, oh, God, this is a total waste of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're either motivated or they're not. So let's get everybody up here. Let's see everybody. Come on up here.
Got a full house, huh?
Let's all say goodbye to the audience. Come on up, everybody. Come on, everybody get back over here. We've got a live audience here. Everybody's here to support you and love you. There we go. Yeah, this is SNL. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Come on, Alejandro. Everybody wants to see your hair. It looks fantastic. Look at it. You got the best hair in town. Come on. Here we go. Thank you guys for joining us for Millionaire Before 30. We love you guys. We support you guys. Get out there. Take that action. Get your first deal. Get to this business full time. Pay off your debts. Buy assets and then live off those assets with the passive income and control your life. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.